very warmest of welcomes to you indeed to the Umenoshima Archery Field in Tokyo, Japan. It's the Paralympic Games, and it's the chance to see who is going to be winning some medals in the women's individual recurve competition. Umenoshima, literally the island of dreams. Well, let's turn dreams into reality, but reality for a chosen few, for 3 athletes who on this windy day, with a little rain, will be casting aside the clouds and stepping onto the Olympic podium.
Much chillier than earlier this week.
Paralympic glory awaits for 3 athletes, and we will discover who it's going to be over the next little while. It's a match play format coming up. We start with some quarter-final action. The winners naturally advance to the last 4. And from there, we're into the medal matches. Winning semi-finalists go into the gold medal playoff. The losing semi-finalists will face each other for bronze. This is the state of play. These are the athletes who've made it to the last 8 of the competition. They've already demonstrated that they are most worthy of this position.
It is time.
Now they have to win more contests to get to the medal match. Just 2 though, that's all, and they're in a gold medal playoff. Hazel Chasty of Great Britain, the world number 10, will take on Italy's Vincenza Petrilli. The 30-year-old from Tarianova, the town in Calabria, I should say, taking on Hazel Chasty from Glossop. They call it the gateway to the Peak District. Well, the quarter-final is the gateway to peak performance. The 49-year-old just recently celebrated her birthday, and this is her route to the quarter-final stage. Close victory in her previous match.
On target number 2, representing Italy.
The competitor from Italy had a bye in the first elimination round and was comprehensive in her victory in the second round. So the athletes will now compete over the set system. They will fire 3 arrows per set.
World rank number 10, Hazel Chasty, will be taking on world
After
rank
each
number
arrow is
30,
shot,
Miss
then the
Petrilli
score will be
from
registered
Italy.
on the
These 2
scoreboard,
have seen each other once before, and the victor
and a
was
maximum
Miss Petrilli
of
from
30 points can be scored in each set. 2 points for winning the set, 1 point if the set is shared. First to win 6 set points takes the match, takes a place in the semi-final stage of the competition.
Let's show some support for Italy.
The 49-year-old, born actually in Manchester, but now lives about 25 kilometres east of there.
For Great Britain.
Spends a lot of time in Lilleshall at the National Sports Centre. That's the home of archery
Once we are
in the
ready
United
on
Kingdom.
The field of play, Miss Petrilli will be shooting first on target number 2.
And Vincenza Petrilli, or Enza Petrilli as she's known by many, has been a competitive archer now for around about 5 years or so. Does an awful lot of work with young people. Great ambassadorial figure. It will be the Italian to shoot first. She has 30 seconds.
Seven. 6.
6
5 Well, there's most definitely a gap for Chasty to take control of this set. And she has moved into the lead. One will be reviewed. The asterisk next to Petrilli's second shot. That's stronger, much stronger from the Italian. And that is a good response from Hazel Chasty of Great Britain. So what now needs to happen is the review of the second arrow shot by Petrilli.
That's right, that second arrow. It only has to touch the line by the barest of margins and it will default to a 7. And if that happens, we will share the set. So all eyes on that second arrow. 70 metres away down the shooting line. And these decisions, these examinations on the target can be the difference between winning and losing.
Well, already this first one is going to be very important because the score has been upgraded for Petrilli. It was a 6 with an asterisk. It is now confirmed as a 7, and that means we have a drawn first set. 23 all, the first set is drawn, 1 point apiece.
6 set points will win the match. Miss Petrilli shooting first on target 2.
As a result, we continue with the original shooting order, and it will be Enza Petrilli to shoot first once more. Both competitors settled into that first set as it went on. And she continues in kind.
He's starting to warm up quite nicely now, the Italian.
And there is evidence that Chasty is in much the same position. First 10 we've seen registered.
Well, the conditions are great here. No wind, very little wind. And that rain is holding off, so not too hot either, which is good conditions.
6.
Oh, that's a clear opening left for Petrilli. Just a 6 from the British archer. All of that meaning that it's got to be a 10 to draw this. Ah, and that's exactly what she's done. Brilliant response from Hazel Chasty. And this one is keeping us guessing.
Well, that last arrow was quality from Chasty. There's always extra pressure on the archers when they have to stand on the shooting line and get a 10 to salvage something, and that's what Chasty did there, so well done. That was really impressive.
Just a little opening given by Petrilli with that 8. And it was an invitation that was most enthusiastically accepted.
Well, not often you see 2 shared sets to start a match.
2 apiece, and we continue. This is a very well-matched contest. Consequently, it will continue to be Enza Petrilli to shoot first. First to 6 set points. Thus far, we have seen no winner in either of the sets before. Well, that is now a real opportunity for Petrilli to put some pressure on Chasty. Good reply from Chasty. Well, how interesting. How interesting. Can she produce another shot of great quality? 9 to tie, 10 to win. No. And we have got ourselves a clear winner for the first time. In the third set, it is 2 points to Vincenza Petrilli.
And now the score sits at 4-2.
Well, she wouldn't have been happy with that last arrow being a 6, the Italian. Nerves are created instantly when you provide a mathematical opportunity to your opponent. And really, this sport is all about maths. But unfortunately, the addition didn't favour the British archer that time.
All of that means that Enza Petrilli leads 4-2. First clear win that we've had, although it was still very close. Now we have a change to the order. It will be, because she trails, Hazel Chasty, who will shoot first.
I believe all of Italy is out here today.
Beautiful shot to begin. 49-year-old has a highly diverse life when she's not competing at Lilleshall. They've started with some style, these two, at the beginning of the fourth set. Chasty, a beekeeper, wood turner, and a keeper of chickens, and she says that does remind her that she may be an elite athlete, but she still has to clean out the chickens every morning.
Poached eggs for breakfast every day.
Well, she does say she makes a very good quiche, apparently.
7.
Well, yet again, there's an opportunity for Petrilli to take control and to secure the victory.
9 to win. 9!
She's done it. She's got the win. Italy's Enza Petrilli with a steady shot, needed the 9, got the 9, and most significantly, she has emerged triumphant, and she advances to the last 4 here in Tokyo. And that was steady, very steady from Petrilli, considering it was a nervous start. You can understand a nervous start to the quarter-final stage, but she channeled that into a very composed, controlled performance.
Well, yes, a very steady performance, nothing more from her. No 10s on her scorecard, whereas Chasty actually had 3. But Chasty was, unfortunately, mixing in some brilliant archery with some stuff that she would like to have a crack at again. So congratulations to Petrilli, who is through to the last 4, and of course will now have the opportunity to shoot for a medal.
Indeed so. Guaranteed medal opportunity for Petrilli. You make it to the last 4 and you know that you will at the very least go for bronze.
So today was the Recurve.
A look back at some of the moments of the contest. A close one, but these things are absolute. It's cruel, but somebody will go through. And how quickly Petrilli seized control of what was actually looking like a very tight match.
Indeed, and Petrilli just sealing the deal nicely there to move through to the quarterfinals.
Confirmation that it is a win for Enza Petrilli of Italy, 6-2 over Great Britain's Hazel Chasty.
重定千佳選手は2018年アジアパラ女子個人リカーブで7位、そして上山選手と組んだミックスでは金メダルを獲得しています。また2019年アジア選手権では金メダルを獲得しています。
We would love to thank all the volunteers here at the field of play. Without you, this couldn't happen. Thank you, volunteers.
ボランティアの皆様、いつもご協力いただきありがとうございます。この後は日本の重定選手の登場です。ぜひ応援してください。
Continuing to the next quarterfinal match, here come the coaches and judge onto the field of play.
女子個人リカーブオープン準々決勝が続きます。コーチと審判の入場です。
Let's welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Women's Recurve Open quarterfinals.
女子個人リカーブオープン準々決勝。
Quarterfinal action continues here in the Recurve Women's Archery here at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. So high stakes now for the remaining competitors as out they come. Wu Chunyan of China up against Shigesada Chika of Japan. Two very fine archers. Wu, two-time medalist at the Paralympic Games, gold in the teams event and silver in the individual at Rio.
Representing the People's Republic of China.
Very fine archer who was in excellent form in the ranking round here. She broke her own Paralympic record and then getting the bye through the 116 elimination, comfortably beat Ukraine's Soba Balyan 6 set points to 0, including a perfect set, 30 out of 30 in that match. And here is Shigesada Chika, world ranking of 9 at the moment. She also had a bye through the first round and then took out a former Paralympic Games medalist, Gao Fangxia of China, 7 set points to 1. There is Andrea Anguilar of Guatemala, who is the line judge for this match. So a spot in the semi-finals awaits. And for Wu, it would be back-to-back semi-finals at Paralympic Games in the individual competition.
Ready to go.
She's also a 6-time world champion. It's an amazing record in para-archery. It's certainly one of the favoured archers here, the world ranking of 6 at the moment. So here we go, quarterfinal action between Wu Chunyan of China, Shigesada Chika of Japan, and it's Wu to go first.
8.
Beautiful conditions for archery here as the sun sets.
7.
No wind, no rain. Temperatures hovering around 20 degrees Celsius. Really couldn't be better. As we go all the way to the gold medalist in this session. And that has grabbed a 10 line. If it hits the line, it defaults to the higher score. Shigesada yet to find her range. So Wu can seal this. with almost perfection. How good was that from Wu? One of the best arrows you'll ever see. And what an emphatic way to wrap up the first set. And Shigesada comes back with a fine arrow of herself, but unfortunately for her, it's not going to mean anything because she's lost the set. She'd already lost the set. Thanks to Wu finishing with a real flourish.
Well, she may at least, the Japanese competitor, feel a little more into the match, a little more settled as a result of that last arrow, but that was a fabulous beginning from Wu.
Well, she's got some serious skill, has Wu.
In the lead, 2 set points to 0.
And that there, just 2.6 millimeters away from taking out the spider right in the center. A good comeback from Shigesada. But it is Wu that takes that set by 4 and leads 2 set points to 0. Well, Wu had 4 10s in her 9-arrow win in the previous round, which is a very good percentage. And she started off with putting in 2 out of 3. So she's just carrying on with her excellent form. And this is Shigesada's challenge to overcome. She's got a very fine opponent on the other target.
8. 9.
Wu, 31 years of age. Storm onto the world archery scene the last 5 years.
8. 9.
Solid from Wu. So a 2-point swing required on this last arrow, which means Shigesada really needs a 10, but she can't get there. So that means Wu needs just a 7 or higher to claim the set. And she's done that again with style. Second set in a row, she's finished with a 10. And 28 scored once again for Wu. Very high quality play from her.
Better from Shigesada, certainly, but did you ever really doubt that Wu was going to get that last arrow? Such an achievable score for her. Just looking very compelling, very good.
Well, Shigesada in her 6 arrows to date has only 1 10 and no 9, so 5 arrows in the red zone, and that's not really going to get the job done, it appears, when someone of Wu's quality is shooting against you. She is so steady. It's an excellent technique. And it's working beautifully for her as she takes a 2-set-0 lead, winning that second set by the same score as the first, 28-24. She really needs 3 scores in the gold zone. And just needs a little bit of fortune to go away, like that 8 there. Will that be the opening that Shigesada needs to get back into this match? Well, not with scores like that.
Just the first hint of an open door, and it seems to close quickly.
8.
Well, this set comes down to the last arrow. It's a 1-arrow set. And for Shigesada, this could be her medal hopes riding on this 1 arrow here.
9.
Well, she's got a 9. She's in the mix, but Wu with a 10 wins the match.
10 to win.
Oh, she's a centimetre and a bit away. So that's going to be a shared set, and Shikasada was hanging on that last arrow, and she survives just.
Yeah, there was quite a look of relief, wasn't there, on the face of Shigasada. She did an enormous exhale after shooting that final arrow, and then it turned into a smile. Yeah, she's in it, but that's all that matters right now. She's still just about there.
Well, Shigasada is still in the hunt. It's not going to be easy for her to win. She'll need to win the last 2 sets and then win the shoot-off to get into the last 4. But it's possible. She has to keep believing. So 25 all in that 3rd set. It's 5 set points to 1. So Shigasada now needs to win these last 2 sets. Wu just a tie. And there was a slight problem there. You saw Shigasada needed to redraw. That can be unsettling for an archer. It takes some real strength of character to come back from your routine when it's interrupted or disrupted for whatever reason.
Well, again, half a chance early on.
Again, not happy. That's the 2nd arrow in a row. So now she's under some time pressure here. Still should get the arrow away pretty comfortably.
8. 8.
Well, Wu's only had 1 gold zone score in her last 5 arrows. Stark contrast to her earlier sets. Now 10 will win the set here. Oh, she's far off that. And now this is a big chance here for Wu to win the match. A 7 or more will do it. And she's got an 8. She only needed a tied set. And she's ended up winning the set. Just to polish it off just that little bit more professionally. And the #1 seed, Wu Chunyuan of China, will win this match and keep alive her hopes of winning another medal at Paralympic Games archery. She'd already won 2 in Rio, 1 in the teams, 1 in the individual, gold and silver respectively, and her chances of repeating here are still very much on.
And it's the way that she shot in the first 2 sets she'll want to be taking through to the semi-final, not so much the way that she performed over the last couple, because she was looking absolutely superb at the start. Wu advances.
Yeah, she made a ripper of a start, didn't she? Chunyuan, so confirming that final set score 23-22. And it's Wu going through to the last 4. Shigasada eliminated from the competition. Final score 7 set points to 1.
Continuing to the quarterfinals, here come the coaches and judge onto the field of play.
女子個人リカーブオープン準々決勝が続きます。コーチと審判の入場です。
Quarter-final time in the women's individual recurve competition at the Paralympics in Tokyo as Zara Nemati of Iran takes on Fabiola Degovic of Brazil.
女子個人リカーブオープン準々決勝、選手の入場です。
For the winner, the reward of a guaranteed medal match. It's that simple, and yet it's anything but that simple. It's what they do all the time in competition, in training, and yet so very different. Why? Because it says Tokyo 2020 right there in front of them. Why? Because it is the Paralympics. It is the biggest stage of all. Small things like that can change entirely the way an athlete feels when they make their way to the line.
On target number 1, representing the Islamic Republic of Iran.
But there is a competitor who has no need to fear the Paralympics. Why? Because she tends to turn up and win. Two-time champion, the 36-year-old, twice a flag bearer at the opening ceremony. Very few athletes get to enjoy that opportunity once, let alone on 2 occasions. She's justified it by her extraordinary success on the field of play. That's the path to this stage for Fabiola Degovic of Brazil. The question is, can the 54-year-old perform what would undoubtedly be quite some upset?
Well, it's a very good question. Degovic shot well in the earlier session. She improved her scoring average as she shot more arrows, but her quality of opponent is now higher. So it's a nice dynamic coming into this one.
Will shoot on target number 2.
Yes, it's you versus the target, but you have to be aware, surely, of who it is that's just to the left of you, the quality of that person, knowing that every little mistake, every little moment of inaccuracy will be punished by them.
Well, that's right, and that's what makes the sport a magnificent sport, because there's absolutely nothing you can do about your opponent. You think you might have an influence on them by your scoring, but you really shouldn't, because there's absolutely nothing they can do that can really influence you on what you can do. So the moment you start thinking too much about what your opponent is doing is not a good thing in archery.
Well, everybody thinks about what she does because she's in everybody's minds. She's in everybody's newspapers. She's in everybody's predictions.
Well, she's an absolute superstar, Nemati, in this sport. She was pushed to the brink of defeat earlier, needing a shoot-off to get through to this situation, but she handled it superbly. Didn't look like it affected her whatsoever.
And sometimes with an athlete, that actually is the making of their competition, isn't it? Getting close to defeat can just light a fire, can raise the adrenaline somewhat.
Yes, how many times have we seen tennis players, for instance, save match point in round 2 of a Grand Slam and then go on and win the title?
Thus, we are to begin. It will be the Brazilian, the 54-year-old from Sao Paulo, Fabiola Degovic, to shoot first. Competed at her home games in Rio de Janeiro. Although Nemati had that very tight win in the round of 16, it was a strong performance. She produced 4 10s out of her 16. On the subject of which there is the first.
Yeah, great arrow from the Brazilian.
is a real chance now because we go to a 1-arrow set, 17 apiece. And that's good, but there is a gap. There is a chance. Now she waits and she watches. And she delivers, because that's just what she does, isn't it?
Wow, she's incredible, Namati. She has just this uncanny ability to do what needs to be done. And when the pressure is on, when you need a 10 to win a set, and you see athletes deliver time and time again, they are special, special people. That was a pretty good set from Recurve. She shouldn't be discouraged. In that 7, that first arrow of her just cost her.
Could almost see it as we see confirmation of the 27-26 win for Namati, 2 points. Could almost see on the face of Recurve after she produced that 9, thinking, I'm not sure that's going to do it.
Well, you can't let those things affect you now. It's just all about the next arrow.
She's done terrifically, the Brazilian, when one considers that her equipment was actually stolen back in June. Awful preparation for the games. Just takes a moment to redraw. Yeah, it's often the case, isn't it, after the redraw?
Yes, had no rhythm there. Though we did see her redraw in an earlier match and hit a 10 with a redraw, which is pretty incredible.
7.
Well, not punished. It's an open set, this. Namati has spoken so eloquently of how the message of archery is the message of life. She said, once the arrow's gone, it's in the past, it's done. Once the arrow's ahead of you, it's in the future. You can't affect it. You can only focus on now. It's a suitable metaphor for our very existence.
10.
Well then, it's certainly attackable for her. Well, well, well. Absolutely fascinating. The chance was there for Namati, and we have a tied set. And well, you wouldn't have expected that based on the way she's been performing.
Well, that's right. In complete contrast to what happened in the previous set when she needed a 10 and delivered. She only needed an 8 there to win that set, but something was wrong with Namati's release. You could see that look on her face. She wasn't happy with how that one unfolded. At least she salvaged something out of that set.
Well, we have confirmation that it will be Recurve to shoot first. That is because it is always the competitor who trails that shoots first. In the event of a tie, one reverts to the original order. Lower seeded competitor gets us underway. Third set.
7.
It's just all a little on the inconsistent side from the 54-year-old from Sao Paulo.
Yeah, third 7 there.
8.
Namati too not quite finding her range at the moment either.
Well, all elite athletes will tell you that sometimes a victory comes down to who loses it least, not who wins it most.
9.
Or not.
Well, exactly. It's not how you do it, it's if you do it. But this is a massive advantage here to the Iranian in this set.
That's a very tidy response. She is capable and perhaps enjoys the showpiece finish to the set. Last two have finished well for the Brazilian. But nonetheless, it's a comfortable triumph for Nemati.
Yes, it was always, once that 5 was in on the scorecard of Đurđević, it was always going to be very difficult for her to find a way back in.
Well, she's very nearly there now. Not over the line yet, but getting closer and closer as we have a look back at some of the moments of this third set. Not her finest yet, not her absolute finest from Zara Nemati, but she does lead 5-1. So Đurđević has got to now produce a clear win. Tied end no good. Tied set no good. The start of the fourth set. Fabiola Đurđević producing an 8 to begin.
A lot of arrows dropping below the horizontal centre line. It's not quite getting that height right at the moment.
10.
Getting that one absolutely spot on. Zara Nemati.
That's her first 10 since the first set.
This is all suggesting that it's going to be a very difficult final. Yes, well, there we go. A very difficult final arrow.
Oh, chance of a perfect set here for Nemati. Đurđević really needs a 10 now, more than ever, to have any chance.
It's not a 10, and it is a most achievable gap for Nemati. Can she get the perfect? Oh, well, well, well. Zara Nemati may not have been at her absolute best for the early portions of this match, but you know what? She's a big-time player. She knows how to finish a contest with a perfect score. 30-point maximum. It is the 36-year-old from Iran who has advanced to the semi-final stage of the competition. This one, in the end, a very calm and very composed victory for her. She never really looked in grave danger against Đurđević, who's done extremely well to get to this stage of the competition, especially when one considers what she endured in the build-up to these games. That's a steely display from the 54-year-old, the veteran archer from São Paulo.
Nemati, what a star she is. That was absolutely brilliant for her to claim that quarter-final win with a perfect set.
Victory for Zara Nemati of Iran. She advances to the semi-final stage. First Iranian female Paralympic champion. Just one of the great ambassadors for the sport, but also one of the great sports people in her country. She's been involved in United Nations projects. And she's going to be involved for the rest of our session here, at least, to the bronze medal contest, but possibly, and one would say quite likely, to go all the way into the final. She's going to take some beating. She always takes some beating. Why? Because she's Zara Nemati.
to our final quarterfinal match. Here come the coaches and judge onto the field of play.
女子個人リカーブオープン準々決勝が続きます。コーチと審判の入場です。
Let's welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Women's Recurve Open quarterfinals.
女子個人リカーブオープン準々決勝、選手の入場です。
Time now for our last quarterfinal here at the women's archery at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. And this promises to be an absolute classic. Out comes Elisabetta Mino of Italy, the world #1. And she's up against Dorothea Boimenidou of Greece, the world #11. Both archers shot superbly in their previous matches. Both shot really well in the ranking round as well. Here's Mino, 55 years of age, a two-time medalist at the Paralympic Games. Boimenidou by and then beating two-time bronze medalist Malina Olszewska of Poland, 6 set points to 2. 5 tens in 12 arrows from Boimenidou, and Elisabetta Mino of Italy comfortably taking out the Turkish archer Zehra Özbey-Turan, 6 set points to 0. 4 tens and 9 arrows. So both have a high percentage of arrows going into the 10 zone in their previous matches. So if they bring this form to here, this match here, we should have an absolute classic coming up.
To take on Paralympic champion Zara Nemati.
So it's Mino against Boimenidou.
Shooting first on target 2.
And Mino, silver medalist from London, bronze medalist in the teams event from Rio, the world champion in 2017, and the world #1. Up against Boimenidou in her second Paralympic Games. She didn't make much of a splash in her previous one in Rio, but she's going much better here as we get started with Mino going first.
Nine.
9.
7. 7.
7.
9.
Well, they've split the first 2 arrows. So the set, the opening one in this quarterfinal, becomes a 1-arrow set. Wow, that's disappointing from Mino. She won't be happy with 2 7s to end that set. Big opportunity here for Boimenidou to take the first set with an 8 or higher. Oh, and she drops into the 7 zone as well. Wow. It only just made the 7 zone as well. She wasn't sure, but it has definitely gone into the 7 zone, so it's a shared set to start this quarterfinal.
Nobody really able to take control of the match early on. This has set us up fascinatingly, actually.
Mino is very determined. She has tried on 3 previous occasions to get to the top of the podium at the Paralympic Games. Got close a couple of times, but hasn't got there. You can see it means absolutely everything to her. So 23 each in the first set. Second set now, and it's going to be Mino to go first again.
Nine.
Well, she starts with a 9 again, just like she did in the first set.
10.
There's the first 10 of the contest. Remember, Parmenidou rather put in 5 10s in her previous win. She's very capable archer.
Eight.
8
9.
9
Just starting to find her range. So 3-point swing now required for Mino to claim the set. It's not going to be easy,
8.
particularly when she scores just an 8. So 7 or more. And that is comfortably achieved by Parmenidou, and good solid archery from her. 3 arrows inside the gold zone will get the job done nicely.
How good a turnaround was that from Dorothea Parmenidou of Greece after a nervous-looking first set. That's how you divorce yourself from what's come before and start again. Superb.
Winning the set and now is leading.
She's just 26, and she has really come on nicely in this event here. She's been super impressive. And Mino is just not quite able to match her high achievement, the performance that she produced in the previous match in the round of 16. So she's starting to run out of opportunities, perhaps, with Parmenidou getting that second set by 3, 28-25.
Miss Mino shooting first on target 2.
Well, this is starting to look very good now for Parmenidou. She's had 5 of her last 6 arrows going into the gold zone. Long hold for the Italian. Oh, but she held for a reason. And she gets her first 10. Well, this set now is the Italians to lose. Well, that should still be enough. And it will be. Parmenidou, even with a 10 here, can't win the set. So you want to finish with a good solid score here. And she has done so, but that 7 is the one that hurt her the most.
27-25 in that set, and Miss Mino from Italy.
So it's a 2-point win in this set, and we're locked up after 3 sets.
As you said, just 1 arrow. That's all. What has been a very strong couple of sets. But it only takes 1 arrow.
Well, other than that 1 stray arrow, that's the only stray arrow she's had in the last 6 sets, but It's all about taking your opportunities, and Elisabetta Mino has done that. And we are locked up on a score of 3 each with 2 sets to play. Remember, the winner of this match will go through to the semi-finals here at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games and compete for a medal. The loser is eliminated from the competition. It's cutthroat in the sport of archery.
And it's safe to say we still have no clue which way this one's going to go.
Yeah, it's very finely balanced. And Mino to start the 4th set.
9.
9.
10.
That is brilliant.
10.
Not far away from her second 10, Mino, but not quite there. But still, she's in the game here. And now we've got a problem for Poimenadu, who's had to redraw. This is where the heart can start beating a bit faster. A bit more pressure comes on. Got to embrace, absorb the pressure. Now that's right on the line, so it will default to an 8. Not a bad recovery from Poimenadu in all things considered. So big arrows here for both archers. Oh my goodness! Unfortunately, you don't get a bonus point for taking up the spider, but that is superb. Doesn't get better. Now Poimenadu needs to just get a 10 to tie the set, and she's just below. She is just below, maybe 1.5 centimetres away. Great set of archery. Absolutely iced by that last arrow by Mino.
Have we just seen the arrow of the game so far? Sensational.
Now, for us mere mortals, we'd be jumping up and down and shouting from the rooftops, telling every resident in this fine city that I've just shot the best arrow in the history of the sport. But Mino has just got to put it behind her and get on, because that is not the victory yet. That wasn't far away from matching Mino. 28-27. She grabs it by a point. She's on match point now, the Italian, with 1 set to play. This means Poimenadu needs to win the set to send this match to a shoot-off, and she's more than capable of doing it. Is there going to be more drama to come in this enthralling quarter-final?
Yeah, it's a great match, isn't it?
Well, Mino has 2 10s, and so too does Poimenadu.
8. 9.
9.
Well, she's responding to the challenge at the moment, Poimenadu. The Italian might need a 10 here. Oh, she's close. So, Poimenadu to send the match to a 1-arrow shoot-off. She needs a 10. Oh, it drops into the 8 zone. That could be the match. And now the Italian can win it with a 9 or a 10. Remember, she only needs to tie the set. Anything gold, it's Mino's.
9 to win.
Oh, it's an 8. It's another 8. And that means we'll be going to a 1-arrow shoot-off.
Unofficially right now on the field of play, 26 for Miss.
Well, this one is keeping us guessing. It's twisting and turning. It is unpredictable.
Well, how about that from Poimenadu? But the job is not done. So it goes to the ultimate dramatic twist in this sport, a 1-arrow shoot-off. And it is closest to the centre wins. That's it. Beautifully set up. And this is what all those years of training, both on and off the range, how to deal with situations like this. This is where these archers have to draw what they have to draw on now and have to execute. Again, forget what's just happened. It's all on this next arrow.
It's just an arrow, except it's not just an arrow.
So confirmation of that final set score, 26-25, 5 set points each. So it's a 1-arrow shoot-off. So the drama is there's always a bit of a delay too, because the target has to be replaced.
Support for Greece.
And Mino is going through her routine, trying to expel all the outside noise.
Team Italy.
As her hopes of Olympic glory come down to this 1 arrow. Elisabetta Mino of Italy and Dorothea Poimenadu of Greece. Who will it be who will win the shoot-off and go into the semi-finals? It's Mino going first. Wow, there's plenty of room for Poimenadu to get closer to the centre. She's done it. It is Poimenadu who's through. Fantastic match. An absolute delight for Dorothea Poimenadu, who can't believe it. But she has to believe it, because she is through to the final 4 and will have the opportunity to win a medal here at the Paralympic Games in Tokyo. Well, the world #1 is out of the competition at the quarterfinal stage, and it is Dorothea Poimenadu who goes through to the last 4 in a thrilling 1-arrow shoot-off, 9-8. And Mino is eliminated from the competition.
What a match, but not just what a match, what a win, because look at who Poimenadu has just managed to beat. No wonder she reacts as she does. And when you look back at that first set, the way that she was shooting there, 2 7s, I mean, that became a thing of the past very quickly. What a turnaround.
Let's have another look here. You really need something in the gold zone if you want to be competitive in a shoot-off.
Moving on to the semi-final matches.
But it takes courage to step up and actually do it, and Poimenadu did it. Wonderful win for her. She is through to the last 4. 6 set points to 5.
And let's welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Women's Recurve Open semi-finals.
We arrive at the last 4 stage of the women's individual recurve competition at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics. Wu Chunyan of the People's Republic of China taking on Vincenza Petrilli of Italy. Whatever happens now, the athletes that you are looking at will be involved in the conversation and the competition for medals.
On target number 1,
The loser
representing the People's
will
Republic
play
of
off
China,
with the other losing semi-finalist for bronze, but the winner will go for gold.
Wu Qianyan.
Agonizingly close. We look at Wu Qianyan of the People's Republic of China, and her route thus far has been most impressive.
On target number 2, representing Italy,
2馬と打つのはイタリア
Vincenza Petrilli.
Vincenza Petrilli of Italy, similarly impressive against Hazel Chasty of Great Britain in her quarter-final win. 3 out of 12 arrows were 10s there. One thing to contextualize when looking at the performance of Wu Qianyan, she started brilliantly against Shigesada, 228 scores, then a 25, then a 23. It's safe to say she just about got over the line rather than doing it emphatically. So let's see which version of her we see in this, the semi-final at the Paralympics. It's all so very close now. Team gold medalist in Rio. Going it alone here. Silver medalist in the individual competition in 2016. And that 9 of hers is matched by the 9 of Petrilli. What a start. There's going to be a review of the second arrow for Wu Qianyan.
8.
She has left a gap here for Petrilli. 9 required to win it.
8.
Not so. So a tied first set, but we'll just wait and see what happens with this reviewed arrow.
Well, Petrilli needed a 10 there to win the set. I don't think there's any doubt that that second arrow will from Wu is a 10. So that arrow was costly for Petrilli.
Will be leading 2 set points to 0.
So a missed opportunity there for the Italian to take some impetus out of that first set. It's all mental when it gets to this level. They're all fine archers, and it's all in the head. That's why it's such a compelling watch.
We have confirmation that that was upgraded for Wu Qianyan. So she takes the first set. Pressure continuing to be put on by Wu Qianyan. Just gentle incremental advances. Not so on that occasion. So a single point deficit for Petrilli approaching this final arrow. Oh, wonderful. That's set us up for quite the conclusion. Knows what she has to do, but does not accomplish it. And as a result, we are now all square.
Versus 25 in favor of Miss
Wow, that
Petrilli
set
from
finished
Italy. And we
Just
are now
like the
tied
first
at
set,
2
except
points for each
to the
other.
other archer. An opportunity to win the set there with a 10, but ended up being an 8. So, in effect, you could argue that both archers have handed a set to their opponents so far. But that's impressive from Petrilli. It's not easy to bang in a 10 with your last arrow when you're in a semi-final of a major competition like this. So shows she's got some mental fortitude.
To all. Into
Ms.
the
Wu from
third
China shooting
set.
first on target number 1. Eight.
8
9.
Petrilli, as an athlete, is hugely involved in a non-profit organisation that works to break down cultural barriers encountered by people with impairment. She's extremely committed to that area
9.
of her life, takes it incredibly seriously. Much respected for the work that she does. Again, there's little between them.
Nine.
9
Oh, that's a wonderful, wonderful final arrow from Enza Petrilli. She has taken the third set, provided that there is no change to this first arrow.
Looks like an 8.
It certainly doesn't seem to be creeping as close to the line as the previous review was.
Yes, I think you're right. I'm not sure about that that start arrow, but that last arrow from Petrilli was awesome. What a fantastic arrow.
Well, then we finally had that moment, didn't we, where the athlete needing the 10 delivered it, as opposed to the first two where it had been missed.
And it has been confirmed that start arrow now is an 8, which means Petrilli has won that set with this arrow right here. And how good was it? It was very good.
She exudes a degree of authority, a sense of self-assurance. She should do, because she leads 4-2 in a Paralympic semi-final. Some way to go, though, one suspects, in this meeting with Wu Chenyan.
6.
My word.
Wow,
that could be the game-changing arrow.
It could be very costly. Even though it's not a gold score, it still requires a big swing back to Wu now.
That might be it.
Well, she needs another one.
Beautiful. High quality, these last couple of shots.
Well, this is it for Wu. She needs a 10 here.
7.
And so it is surely a marvellous chance for Enza Petrilli.
6 to win.
My goodness, now she needed a 6 to win it, and it's very, very close to the line. This is going to be reviewed, I mean, it really is close to the line.
Well,
We talk about somebody winning by nudging over the line. This might be a literal demonstration of it.
just before she released the bow, there was a slight wobble with that right arm of hers, and I just wondered for a moment whether things were not all right. And it proved to be. But has that grabbed the line? Has that arrow on the right grabbed the line? I think there's a gap between the line and the blue. Still start at the moment, just waiting for confirmation.
Well, we can stare at that one all day. It certainly, I agree with you, it certainly looked as though there's a bit of a gap, but it can be very difficult to read. But there is the confirmation of 5. When she needed a 6, it was a 5.
Well, those arrows, you put a ring around them, because that was a match. She had the match on that arrow right there, and she didn't deliver. It's kept Wu in the game, but by the barest of margins.
The score is 5-3 to Petrilli, and now she has got to separate herself from what might have been and move on. It all starts again.
How will Wu react to all of that?
Quite well.
Well, remember, she needs to win the set to send it to a shoot-off.
Maybe, just maybe, Petrilli is a little affected by what has just happened. Wouldn't you be?
8.
They're both leaving the other with attackable scores. Can she produce a 10 and put the pressure really on once again? Oh yes, oh yes. And we find ourselves down to the absolute last arrows. She has to win this set, the Chinese competitor. So now, for Petrilli, a score of 9, and she advances. And she is feeling it. She is feeling it. And she's not the only one.
9 to win.
It's 8, and you just suspected the moment that she had to redraw.
Unofficially right now,
And we are going to go to a single arrow tiebreak. 5-all. It's tied.
And we might be going to the shoot-offs to find out who's
Who do you favour in the tiebreak? Well, I'll leave you to argue amongst yourselves about that, but you just wonder about Petrilli, don't you? The way that these last 2 sets have ended. How is she going to be in a single arrow tiebreak?
Wow. She's had the opportunity to win the match twice. But that doesn't mean she can't deliver in the shoot-off.
Change the target faces to have fresh new target faces. And each archer will
So
shoot
let's
a
just see
single
what happens,
arrow
because
at
she
the target. And the archer with the arrow closest
She
to the
banged in the
center
10 in the last
will
2
win the
sets,
match.
twice.
Go on to the gold medal match.
5-all. One is mindful of the words of Sir Alf Ramsey, who told his players, you've won it once, now win it again. Well, one might say to Petrilli, you've won it twice, now win it again.
Well, it might be 3rd time lucky for Petrilli yet, so we'll see. I think this gap might do Petrilli the world of good, actually. But Wu is a very good archer. She's not the top seed, didn't break the Paralympic record in the ranking round because she was lucky. She's very, very solid as well.
Team Italy.
So here we go.
Petrilli has one more 10 in this match.
Ms. Wu shooting first on
Wu.
target number 1.
4-3. It's all down to this very last arrow. We're at the tie-break stage. A single arrow separates these athletes from the final. And it is attackable. But it's been attackable already twice for Petrilli. Closest arrow wins, even if it's still an 8. And she is there. Third time lucky. Third time for Enza Petrilli, and now at last, at long, long last. Oh, she can smile. she can smile, she can laugh, she can sob, she can do whatever she likes because she is there, she's made it. And that actually is real steel and real determination from the Italian, because it would have been so easy to let that slip away. And the emotion evident because she's just realised she is on the Olympic podium. She is guaranteed at least a silver. For Vincenza Petrilli of Italy, has earned a place in the gold medal match. And my, she earned it.
Wow, that was dramatic. You can see the emotion that is pouring out of her at the moment. She has the chance of winning the individual championship here. And that is quite an improvement on her previous Olympic Games experience, so congratulations to her.
Let's have a look back at how it was decided.
Moving on to our second semi-final match to determine who shoots for bronze and who shoots for gold. Here come the coaches and judge onto the field of play.
女子個人リカーブオープン準決勝が続きます。どちらの選手がゴールドメダルマッチに進出するのでしょうか。それではコーチと審判の入場です。
A lovely moment at the conclusion of the match. Great respect that these athletes have for each other. It is a win for Petrilli. She goes into the gold medal contest. Wu will contest the bronze.
Well, time now for our second semi-final here at the 2020 Paralympic Games in Tokyo, Yumenoshima Park Archery Field, and out comes the defending Olympic or Paralympic champion Zara Namati. Gold medal winner in 2016, the gold medal winner in London as well in the W1, W2 category back at that game. So two-time defending champion, and here is the opponent for her, Dorothea Poimenidou of Greece. Both archers have required shoot-offs at various stages of the competition to reach the last four. Here is the line judge for this semi-final. And the line judge for this match is Amir Kura of Egypt.
One archer going to the bronze medal match.
So Zara Namati, world number 3, Poimenidou, world number 11. And both have absorbed a lot of pressure. Namati taken to a shoot-off in her round of 16 match against Svetlana Barantseva of the Russian Paralympic Committee. And the shoot-off for Poimenidou came in her quarterfinal against Elisabetta Mignon of Italy. Namati has shot a perfect set as well. She did that in her quarterfinal, 30 out of 30. And she looks very comfortable out there, Poimenidou. All business as we get started in this second semi-final. It's going to be Poimenidou to go first.
9.
9.
A solid start from her. She's a very good archer. Poimenidou, and now it is Namati didn't like that one as it leaked into the red zone. So Pimamidu now has the opportunity to win this first set with a 9 or a 10. Oh, brilliant. A good arrow from Namati to end the first set, but it won't be enough. Pimamidu has just woken up on the right side of the bed today. She is shooting superbly. 5 10s from 12 arrows in that round of 16 win over Olszewska of Poland. And even though she only scored 2 10s from 16 arrows in her quarterfinal, she still found a way to win in a shoot-off. And she has got the best of the best on the other target.
And let's see our support for Team Greece
As her competitor in this match. So, fantastic start for Pimamidu, and she leads 2 set points to 0. Wonderful start to that set for Namati. Her first 10. Oh, Namati in the inner ring that time. Now she's starting to heat up. Looking confident and relaxed on the shooting line. Pimamidu this time. This is a high-quality match. To win the set, she might need a 10. Yes, another perfect set for Zara Namati. And let's see if Pimamidu can start or finish this set too with a 10. Oh, it drops into the 7 zone, but high quality archery, and it needed to be from Namati.
last arrow, that 7, had no consequence on the outcome of this set.
Namati 3 10s from her 6 arrows, and Pimamidu has only 1 arrow outside the gold zone in 6, so she's going great too.
What an absolutely fantastic bit of entertainment we have in this semi-final. Set up beautifully.
Well, she's just got this ability, Namati, that others wish they had too. 10, 10, 10.
Pretty as a picture.
So, 2 set points each. Again, I like Pimamidu's manner. She was taking her opponent out of her game at the moment, which is what you definitely need to do in this sport. It's almost not, there's nothing to gain by looking at the other target. It's hard to do though. Third set now. Well, that is going to be costly.
Yes, the principles of sports psychology are easy to talk about and harder to live by successfully.
Oh, she liked it. And with reason. She just got that little smile after the release on her face. Namati has now had 4 10s in a row. Pimanidu gets her third 10 of the contest, but that's 6. There's something she would love to not have on her scorecard, particularly as Namati builds a nice 3-point lead with 1 arrow left in this third set. So for the win of the set, it's a 6, and well, it was needed to be a 6 or higher. So Namati, nice big target for the archers to aim at when a lower score is required. So I'm not saying the archer relaxes on the shooting line. They still have to get the score, but it just does widen that target just that little bit to make it easier.
Just that first arrow from Pimanidu, it meant that she was chasing such a considerable deficit for the duration of the set.
So Namati now, after dropping that first set, comes back to grab the next 2 and leads 4 set points to 2. Remember, the winner is through to the gold medal match, the loser to the bronze medal match.
And this is what's so fascinating about this sport. You can win with 30, you can win with 25, it doesn't really matter. That wasn't the highest quality, consistent display from both of them in that previous set, but the job was done by the Iranian.
Oh, brilliant arrow to start this fourth set. Trailing a spire set, that's exactly what the doctor ordered it for Pimanidu.
8 or 9 on the line.
It looks like it might have just dropped into the 8 zone for Namati. Well, long hold here from Namati. Oh, gee whiz, that was an excellent arrow. What you're looking for on the shoot line is consistent rhythm each time. And when you see something different like that, fighting something, well, that first arrow was brilliant from Pimanidu, but the next 2, not so much. So 24, so Namati to win the match here. Needs a 6. Potentially a 7. Oh, she's got a 9. And that will be enough. And it is going to be Zara Namati who will put herself into the gold medal match to win 3 consecutive gold medals. She has that opportunity now. And Pimanidu's brave effort through this competition. Well, it's not over, but she won't get the ultimate prize. Zara Namati has got some skills on the shooting line for sure as she takes the victory.
And you're absolutely right in what you said about Pimanidu. It's been a superb display to get to the bronze medal playoff. But there is a reason, isn't there, why she's one of the very finest of all time. There's a reason why people generally do not beat Zara Namati at the Paralympics.
Amazing result right now for Dorothea Pimanidu from Greece.
She's a big occasion handler and she is victorious.
Well, she is through. Confirmation of that final set score, 28-24, and it is Namati winning the semi-final by 6 set points to 2.
And up on the screen, you can see our current Paralympic medal count. And this is in rank of gold medal standings as of yesterday.
スクリーンには昨日までの金メダルの数の国別のランキングが表示されています。それでは上位を見てみましょう。
And here are your top 3 medal standings so far. For gold medals, Great Britain with 30, RPC with 32, and in first place, People's Republic of China with 68.
第3位は英国、第2位は RPC、そして1位は中華人民共和国、金メダルを68個獲得しています。2位の RPC は32個ですので、倍以上の金メダルを獲得していることになります。
Are you ready to see your teammates compete for the medals?
いよいよメダルをかけた戦いが始まります。皆さん準備はよろしいでしょうか。
It is time for the bronze medal match. Here come the coaches and judge onto the field of play.
ブロンズメダルマッチを開始します。コーチと審判の入場です。
Let's welcome the athletes to the field.
It's time for the bronze medal match in the women's individual recurve competition in archery at the Paralympics of 2020, taking place in the city of Tokyo. And the competition being held on the artificial island that is the Umenoshima archery field, the island of dreams. But it is now time to make dreams a reality. Fairy tale, fantasy, which will it be?
On target number 1.
Will it be a first ever archery medal at the Paralympics for Greece?
中華人民共和国、
Wu Chunyan.
Will it be Wu Chenyan of the People's Republic of China? Her route through to the bronze medal contest ending in the most agonizing of fashions at the semi-final stage when she lost on a tie-break
負
arrow.
のはギリシャ。
Dorothea Pimenidou.
For the athlete from Greece, Dorothea Pimenidou,
The line judge for
she
this
was
match is
defeated
この試合のラインジャッジ
6-2.
は
Maren Haas. This is the bronze medal match. The second to last match. For
Well,
the
it is now the
individual
time for these
play.
athletes to
These women
remove themselves from the disappointment of losing the semi-final. They don't have much time to do it either. It's match play format, it's quick. There is little time to have a slow start. 3 arrows per set. 2 points for winning the set, and you need 6 points to advance to the podium. We start with Wu Chenyan.
8,
8、
6,
It's a nervous start from Dorothea Pimenidou. And that will just accentuate the pressure. But what we have seen from Pimenidou so far is that she can mount a comeback.
Nine,
Well, that is a much better delivery.
9,
9、
Well, that's the first set secured for Wu Chenyan, so she's going to have 2 points on the board no matter what happens here.
eight,
8、
So, finding her range at the moment, Dorothea Pimenidou. And that's a comfortable first set secured by Wu Chenyan. Should she win the bronze medal here, she'll have a full set of colours from the Paralympic Games. Gold in the team competition in 2016, a silver in the individual, potentially a bronze here.
And she's leading 2 set points to 0.
Well, good effort there from Wu to get started in this first set. Solid from her.
27-23, Wu Chenyan takes the first 2 points. But one would be cavalier to write off Dorothea Pimenidou based on what we've seen of her so far.
Oh, absolutely. What a fine performance through this competition she's put in.
She does find a way to mount a comeback, and that's the way to start it. And she will be the first archer to win a Paralympic medal for her country.
Well, that's provided she gets past Wu, who seems to be cooking with gas.
Oh, what a set. What a set. The first minor blemish. It is minor, but minor sometimes is all it takes in this sport. Oh, that is a magnificent reply from Pimenidou. Oh, to produce that kind of quality, the pair of them, it's got to be the most agonising way to lose a set. A 29-point defeat in that set for Wu Chenyan.
That's exactly right. Very rare to post 29 in a set of archery and still lose the set. Oh, wow. That was unbelievable archery from both.
We said, did we not, it would be cavalier to rule her out. Well, she has just illustrated that with a beautiful performance in the second set.
Oh, breathtaking performance from Pimenidou. It's right back in the hunt for this bronze medal.
Tied at 2-all. Shooting first will be Wu Chenyan, 31-year-old, born in Xi'an. Very good track and field athlete as well in her youth. Pimenidou, graduate of pedagogy and philosophy. Yeah, they know a thing or two about philosophy in Greece. The Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, lovely, lovely part of the world. Well, this does not favour the Greek competitor. A chance for Wu Chenyan to secure this right now. Well, that's a job very impressively done. And she's there. So for the second time, Pimenidou has an arrow that does not matter. So it swings back in the direction of Wu Chenyan, who takes a 4-2 lead, and this one is unpredictable. This one is great entertainment.
Well, it's apt that we're having a real contest for this bronze medal. Both have been excellent all the way through. Very little to split them, very little to split these two from their previous opponents. Indeed, Wu lost out in a shoot-off, of course, in that semi-final. She was one arrow away from making the gold medal match.
And that for any athlete, no matter how great they are, as we see confirmation of the 4-2 advantage for Wu Chenyan. For any athlete, it's got to be so difficult to get that out of your head. I was one arrow away, just one, just one. One thing that is absolutely clear about her is that she's a good resetter.
Oh, no
Somebody
question.
who can start again and deliver.
Yeah, it's an absolutely vital skill to have in the sport.
Are we going to get a fourth set that is evocative of the second? No. What an opportunity this now presents Wu Chenyan, who needs just to win this set to secure the bronze medal, but that is, it's okay, but it's not convincing. Here comes an enormous arrow in the life of Dorothea Pimenidou.
8 or 9 on the line.
Well, that's going to be looked at again. It's coming up as a 9.
9 to win.
And it is of little consequence because that is a performance of great composure, steadiness, and most crucially glory from Wu Chenyan, because she has secured herself the bronze medal.
But our target judge will let us know the results.
We will await formal confirmation just as a matter of etiquette for the score to be confirmed, but she will know she's there.
Oh, what a fantastic last arrow, and that was her best match, 5 10s through it.
Well, now she can smile because the result is confirmed. The bronze medalist is Wu Chenyan of the People's Republic of China, the 31-year-old. And she now has a full set of colours at the Paralympics to add to her silver medal in the individual competition from Rio and her team gold.
And let's hear it one more time for your bronze.
And that's a very nice set of accolades for an exceptional archer. Wu Chenyan gives a wave to the delegations watching on as she departs, and that's a great turnaround from Wu Chenyan, who must have been so disappointed to lose on a single arrow tiebreak in her semi-final. She put it behind her and put it behind her fast, but a very impressive campaign nonetheless from that athlete there. She's still only 26, time on her side with the games coming back in 3 years. Well, we might well see her once more.
Well, yeah, real credit to Pimenidou, who has been one of the stars. Unfortunately, will not win a medal here, but Wu just too good in that bronze medal match on the day, and deserves to get on the podium.
Has been waiting for the gold medal match. Here come the coaches.
Confirmation that it was a 6-2 win for Wu Chenyan of the People's Republic of China, and in doing so, she has taken the bronze medal at the Paralympics.
It's time now to find the champion here at Tokyo 2020 at the Paralympic Games in women's individual recurve archery. And out come our 2 finalists. This promises to be some match. Out comes comes Zara Namati of Iran and Vincenza Petrelli of Italy. Petrelli, the 30-year-old, who is ranked 30 in the world. Dramatic win in the semi-final over Wu from China, 6-5, shoot off 9-8. All the way to the very end before she prevailed. And Namati, well, she's been involved in the shoot-off too back in the round of 16, but has been solid since then.
Representing Italy.
So here is Petrelli, the left-hander. Wins over Okringdada of Australia. Hazel Chasty of Great Britain, and then Wu in the semi-finals.
On target number 2, representing the Islamic Republic
and
of
Namati
Iran.
beating Barantseva of the Russian Paralympic Committee in the round of 16, and then a comfortable win over Durgovic of Brazil, and then Pimanidu in the semi-finals. Namati is going for her 3rd straight gold medal, and it's a big moment too here for Andrea Aguilar of Guatemala, who is the line judge for this gold medal match. So Namati going for her 3rd gold in a row. She won gold in London in the W1, W2 category, as it was known then, for wheelchair archers. And then the open category, which was created in 2016 in Rio. She prevailed there as well, and she looks more than comfortable as she tries to go for 3 gold medals here. And based on what we've seen so far, it's going to take some performance from Petrelli to do it. But Petrelli can do it. Petrelli 4 10s in her last match from 16 arrows. Namati 5 10s from 12 arrows in her semi-final win. And here we go.
Wouldn't you look comfortable? She's back home. This is where she belongs. She's in a Paralympic final.
It's going to be Petrelli from Italy to go first in this gold medal match. Italy have won 5 golds in women's archery in Paralympic game history. Iran have won 2 golds, both won by Namati. Oh, there's the 10 from Namati. Going to take a 4-point swing here from Petrelli. So she really needs a 10. And unfortunately, it's well out of the 10 zone. So just a 3 or better required from Namati to win the first set. And she does it comfortably. A solid start from the Iranian, and the Italian left to wonder and ponder how to improve ahead of the second set.
Well, it's so interesting, isn't it? The 5 comes directly after the 10, and this is the impact that Namati has on her opponents. She raises her game, maybe she makes them question theirs.
I wonder about experience too. Namati has big time experience. Not only has she won 2 Paralympic gold medals in her career, she's also a 3-time world champion. Has been regularly achieving all the way through her career. And remember, of course, Namati is an Olympic representative as well for Iran, which takes some doing as well. She achieved that in Rio, and Namati comfortably winning the first set by 27-21. Second set now.
For a gold medal match, it was a very emphatic score in the first set. It's asking a lot now for Petrilli to make a comeback, but it's a good start. And then she just does that and keeps the pressure on.
Second 10 and 4 arrows for Namati.
Nine.
Let's grab the 8 line. So Namati's been shooting particularly well. She's had 2 perfect sets en route to the final, including 1 in her semi-final. Now that adds a nice twist to this match. Namati might need a 10 here to win the set. Anything less, it might not be good enough, but she steps up and responds. What an archer she is.
So Ms. Namati's second arrow is showing 7-star on the scoreboard.
So let's wait and see what that score will be for that second arrow. It appeared to be an 8. We'll see. If it is upgraded to an 8, we will have a tied set.
Well, if you were her, you might just have been thinking, I've got her, I've got her. No, you haven't.
Well, good set, though, from Petrilli. I mean, to end with a 10 after 2 9s doesn't get much better than that. But that's what she's going to have to keep producing again and again in this match to have any chance at getting that gold medal. Still waiting for that second arrow, and it has been upgraded to an 8, so it is a shared set. 28 apiece. Namati leading 3 set points to 1.
And let us just consider, and it's a very good performance there from Petrilli, but how hard she's had to work just to get a single point, how well she's had to shoot to get just a single point.
Yeah, that is a very good point you've made there. So time for set number 3. Petrilli knows what standard she has to achieve. She ticked that box in the last set. Can she do it again now?
9. 8. 6.
Wow, that could be costly, hugely costly for the Italian. Well, that bow is wavering a little off Namati, but she responds brilliantly.
Oh, what control.
Wow, it really is her set to lose now. Oh, Petrilli losing her radar badly in that second set. And now, much like the first set, just a 3 required or higher for Namati to really seize control of this gold medal match. And she, again, it's just a professional 7. Not her best arrow, but certainly more than enough. So again, the quality just dropping a tad there, but it's all about getting the job done at the moment for Namati. She is just 1 set away now from becoming a 3-time Paralympic gold medalist in women's archery.
One of the worst things about facing her surely has to be the amount of evident enjoyment she's having out there. She just makes everything look as though it's recreational. She's just having fun. Look at the contrast between these two as athletes. I mean, obviously that's borne out in the scoreboard, but very different demeanours.
Well, it's very true, and just shows sometimes athletes get in their happy place when they're competing for a big prize like
first on
we're seeing at the moment. And Namati embracing it at the moment. So here we go. It is 5 set points to 1 now. 25-20 in that third set. Petrilli now needs to win the last 2 sets to have any chance of getting a gold medal and sending the match to a shoot-off.
9.
Remember, if it lands on the line, it defaults to the higher number.
7.
Well, this is one of those opportunities in one's life that one has to take.
4.
And again, she loses it out to the right. That's 2 5s and a 4 and a 6 in this contest. What a missed opportunity there for Petrilli. Especially with her opponent, Namati, coming back in sensational fashion.
She gave her one chance, and it wasn't taken.
A 9 is a good arrow, but the match is on Namati's bow. She needs just a 5 or higher. Oh my goodness, it's a 4. It's a 4. Wow, the drama.
In that set,
Sarah Namati
and
has missed an opportunity. She will have another opportunity,
21.
but Petrilli has pinched the set.
All of you watching at home, whoever says right now that they expected that to be a 4, you're a really good liar.
Wow, some wayward stuff in that set from both archers, to be fair.
Support for Iran.
But Petrilli came back with a good arrow, and Namati.
And how about her opponent from Italy?
Wow, that was a real surprise. So Namati drops that 4th set. Petrilli is still going. She wins it low scoring, 22-21, 5 set points to 3. Petrilli's challenge, though, is to do that all over again. If she can do it, we're heading to a shoot-off to decide the gold medal. Here she goes, Enza Petrilli.
9.
Now, Namati, we know she hits the reset button well. Oh, wow.
Just the moment she released that, the moment she released it, not happy.
Yeah, her rhythm is not there at the moment. That was a quick release, wasn't it? Now, Petrilli. Solid enough. Solid enough. Well, Namati will need a 10 now. Oh, she's so close. But it's a 9. So, an 8 or higher from Petrilli. And we're heading to a 1-arrow shoot-off.
Surely she can't.
She's got the 8. There we are. That's incredible. Absolutely extraordinary. Well, a 9 to finish, but we are going to a 1-arrow shoot-off, and this is incredible. In the archery at the Olympic Games, just a few weeks ago, in the gold medal match, we went to a 1-arrow shoot-off, and here we are in the women's individual in the Paralympic Games, also going to a 1-arrow shoot-off.
Vicenza Petrilli seems to be entirely unaware of the fact that she lost that match about 5 minutes ago. She just kept on going. She just wouldn't give it up. It's an incredible comeback.
Well, Namati will be hugely disappointed. She's let victory slip through her fingers for the moment. She can still win the gold medal. And what an extraordinary finish we have here. And of course, adding to this, as we confirm the final scores in that last set, 25-23, is that both archers have already experienced and won shoot-offs coming to this gold medal match. Namati won a shoot-off in her round of 16 encounter with Svetlana Barantseva, and Enza Petrili beat Wu from China 6-5 in a shoot-off in the semi-final. So who will it be? If you're watching archery for the first time, it's really simple in the shoot-off. One arrow each, closest to the center wins.
And if you're watching archery for the first time, you picked a good day to start.
How about Team Iran?
Well, Namati, remember, going for 3 consecutive gold medals in individual archery at Paralympic Games, and Petrili, this is the biggest arrow of her life. Who's going to deliver? It's going to be Petrili, who is looking for that happy space deep inside her soul. It's a 9. So, if Namati gets closer to the center than that, she wins. Yes! Zara Namati! What a win for her. You got a feel for Petrili, but Zara Namati saved her best arrow till last. And she becomes a triple Paralympic Games gold medalist in the most dramatic of fashions. Wins the gold medal with a 10. And in doing so, defends her title from Rio and wins her 3rd consecutive gold medal in individual competition.
If you're going to win your 3rd one, you might as well make it a showstopper. She must have wondered if her chance had gone. She must have wondered if her chance was now. It was a brilliant comeback, though, wasn't it, to at least get the contest into that tiebreaker from Petrili. Oh, they were well matched.
Well, Namati, wow. There was some shaky stuff in the tail of that match for her. A 4 and a 5 in that 4th and 5th set. But that 10 was an amazing moment in archery history. And now the emotions are flooding out of her. Well, that was a great moment in Paralympic Games history, that right there. Sport does not get more dramatic. So stand by for the victory ceremony, where Namati will be crowned the Paralympic Games champion once again. And here is a replay of that shoot-off. Petrili just hung out to the high left of the gold zone. Namati. Oh yes, it looks good on the replay for Namati. As she wins the gold medal in the women's competition here at Tokyo 2020. Let's confirm that score. 10-9 in the shoot-off. It's Namati winning by 6 set points to 5. And stay with us. The victory ceremony will follow shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the women's individual recurve open.
皆様、ただいまより女子個人リカーブオープンの表彰式を行います。
Please welcome the medalists.
It's time now for the victory ceremony for women's individual archery at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. What a dramatic conclusion we saw to this competition, with a one arrow shoot-off deciding the gold and silver medals. As the three archers come on to receive their medals.
The medals will be presented by
メダルの贈呈は
Mr. Miguel Sagara, member of the Paralympic Order,
パラリンピックオーダー受賞者
accompanied by
続きまして
Mr. Mario Scarzella, first Vice President of World Archery,
世界アーチェリー連盟副会長
bronze medalist, representing the People's Republic of China,
銅メダリスト中華人民共和国
Wu Chunyen.
A great effort from Wu to get the bronze medal. Came in as the top seed and was only just beaten in her semi-final in a shoot-off. But bounced back in superb fashion to claim the bronze medal with a dominant win over Dorothea Pomenadu. 6 set points to 2, and ended in perfect fashion with a 10. And now Wu can celebrate having a gold, silver and bronze medals. She's got the trifecta, winning gold and silver at the last Paralympic Games in Rio, now bronze here.
Representing Italy,
銀メダリストイタリア
Vincenza Petrilli.
Now Petrilli, Vincenza Petrilli, what a contributor she's been as she moved through the draw as well. A real contributor, and it's been a delight to see her come through to win this silver medal. Again, dramatic fashion, winning that semi-final against Wu in the shoot-off and then losing the gold medal match in a shoot-off. But now she can relax and enjoy her achievement, and you can see what it means to her. Congratulations to Vincenza Petrilli of Italy.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion, representing Islamic Republic of Iran,
金メダリストおよびパラリンピックチャンピオンイラン・イスラム共和国
Zara Nemati.
Zara Nemati steps up to get her third gold medal in successive Paralympic Games. The rain falls here at Yumenoshima Archery Field, and that feeling is going to be very special for Namati, who is hugely respected in her country of Iran. And to fire a 10 to win the gold medal in the shoot-off was an unbelievable moment. Zara Namati, the gold medal winner, once again in women's individual archery.
The national anthem of Islamic Republic of Iran.
皆様、イラン・イスラム共和国国歌の演奏です。
Well, a special moment for Zara Namati, who hears her national anthem for the third time at the Paralympic Games. And there are all the medalists. Bronze to Wu Chunyan of China, Vincenza Petrilli of Italy getting the silver, and it's Zara Namati of Iran, the gold. Well, that competition will live long in the memory. So many shoot-offs on the way to the gold medal. Namati twice involved in shoot-offs and winning both of them. And firing in 10s in both shoot-offs to win. She can handle the pressure, can't she? And haven't all three archers done their countries proud in this competition?
Well, each of them their own remarkable journey to get to this point, and the journey became even more remarkable when the competition actually started because it delivered every single conceivable twist and turn that we could have imagined from the competition from start to finish. And they always say, don't they, it's the great sporting cliche, it goes right down to the last point, the last shot, the last arrow in this case, right down to the wire. So many what might have been moments, and they're all rendered completely obsolete now because we have our medalists, and what a collection of medalists.
So there we are. We hope you enjoyed the women's individual archery competition. It certainly had everything. And congratulations to once again to the three medalists. Wu from China getting the bronze. Petrilli from Italy the silver, and Namati from Iran the gold medal.
The volunteers that make this event happen. Thank you to the volunteers.
ボランティアの皆様、大会を支えていただき本当にありがとうございます。雨の中お疲れ様でした。それでは皆様お疲れ様でした。
So a wonderful session of archery, Yumenoshima archery field here at Tokyo 2020. We hope you enjoyed it. There's more archery to come at these games. We hope you can join us then. In the meantime, thanks for watching.